Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Death.
Last night I saw the president say, oh, Pete told me it was okay that he didn't conduct a second strike. Well, that's easily disprovable because if there were any weapons used against these boats, they were filmed. They have to be filmed because it's a laser paint of the ship. We had the first part of the film. Was there a second part where we can see exactly what happened? There's pretty clear evidence in all this.
This is a very good point. Again, Pete Hegseth, Republicans bragging about the kill strikes, killing everybody in the waters. Right now, it's a dangerous time legally for Pete Hegseth. Yep. It gets more dangerous if he is spending this time furiously going around, trying to cover it up, trying to make phone calls. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying this is when people really get in trouble in his position. This genie is out of the bottle. And that's why nobody has said that President Trump knows what was going on, but they certainly have said Pete Hegseth delivered the kill orders. And so now if Pete Hegseth is going around trying to cover this up, this is when a situation goes from being very dangerous for him to being even more dangerous. So it is there. The evidence is there. And there's no circling back. Doesn't matter that you now are only letting people like Chinese religious cults cover your Pentagon, and that you've kicked out all the real news services. The Washington Post, the much maligned, let us say, Washington Post, over the past 6 months, broke this story, and the evidence is there. The names are there. The House Armed Services Committee, the Senate Armed Services Committee, they've got the details. Getting the details. And how interesting, the Democrats, when they released that video a week or two ago, 3 months after these kill strikes and the kill orders, the alleged kill orders, they knew what was going on. And it's hard not to believe that's not the reason they put that out.
And that would certainly explain Secretary Hegseth's really over-the-top reaction to the video. Perhaps he knew this
saying
was...
to execute,
that's what I was thinking.
saying to execute them after, as Andy McCarthy said, if the reporting is right, that Pete Hegseth is the one who has put himself in an extraordinarily dangerous legal situation.
Yeah, and certainly let's not understate this. This is a very serious matter. As our friend Tom Nichols and others have pointed out in recent days, this type of incident where survivors were shot as they were clinging to a boat, that happened in World War II. Japanese soldiers shot Americans who were clinging to boats. Those Japanese soldiers were later convicted and executed because that is indeed a war crime. That's how serious this is.
Just when you think it couldn't get worse, Donald Trump and his administration says, hold my beer. We got farther below we need to go. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, terrible, Secretary of Defense, more like Secretary of Death, has been ordering Argentine boats to be shot down, calling them, narco boats, right? Drug dealing, drug cartel boats, right? Without providing any proof, no identification, okay, no okays from Congress to do these things. These actions are already suspicious and illegal in nature. But now he's found himself in this situation now where he's ordering the deaths of people after the initial attack, the second attack. You see, y'all don't understand this. There are things called rule of engagement, rules of war. When someone surrenders, when they give themselves up, the U.S. military is supposed to take them in as prisoners, not kill them, not execute them. That is something that, the Germans used to do back in the 1930s. That was something that the Japanese used to do back in the World War II era. You know what happened to those people? They were all court-martialed, they were all brought into trials, and they were all convicted of war crimes. What this man is doing right now, it could be classified as a war crime. And the question you have to ask yourself is, to what end? To what end? Think about this. When you try something overseas and you get away with it, what's the next thing? You try it at home because you want to see how far you can go. When you can label anyone a drug cartel person and blow them up and get away with it, that means at home you can label anyone a terrorist, a gangster, a human trafficker, and you get to do whatever you want with them without any retribution. This is more than just violating, rules of engagement. Okay, yes, on its face, it's a war crime. But in my mind, this is bigger than that. It's deeper than that. It's the ability to use lethal force without any restrictions from the legal system. To be able to call anyone in the country, whatever you want to call them, and be able to inflict punishment, inflict severe punishment without any legal retribution or apprehension at all. This is dangerous stuff. And Pete Hegseth right now had got himself into some hot water because killing them all is what he said. When he asked him about the second person, about these people, kill them all. This is what the Secretary of War is telling people. Kill them all. When does kill them all go from being international to being national? When does kill them all refer to killing all the gangbangers? What does kill them all refers to killing all the human traffickers? What does kill them all refers to all the quote unquote other people that they might not like? We're in a dangerous slope, folks, people. Pay attention. Pay attention. All this is setting up for something much more insidious moving forward, y'all. Pay attention. If you like this content, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Until next time, POV.